Hey guys, MCU Collection here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Disney Plus Wave 3 Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure here from the Marvel Studios show Hawkeye. We have Kate Bishop, and this one's going to be an awesome one because it is a female figure with butterfly joints, which doesn't typically happen, and I think the figure looks fantastic. This is one of my most wanted figures from the wave, so I'm really excited. Hawkeye was up there with one of my favorite Marvel shows. Loki is number one. Hawkeye was actually my number two. She-Hulk might take it. I'm not sure, but no, Hawkeye's probably still going to be my number two. I actually really love the Hawkeye show. The side artwork of Haley Steinfeld. Same thing on the back. The bio reads, uncomfortable with her wealthy birthright, rebellious Kate Bishop's well-meaning determination sets her on a collision course with her superhero idol, Hawkeye. Yeah, sure, I guess. I don't know about the uncomfortable with her wealthy birthright. I don't know that she felt uncomfortable about that at any point. Kind of a weird one. But anyway, the Hawkeye logo there, I forgot to take a look at the back. The Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure, we're getting close to the end. We just have Hawkeye, Clinton Barton, and Sharon Carter to take a look at before the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure. So let's get right to it. Okay, so here is the Kate Bishop figure out of the package, and it looks pretty good. She comes with the right leg to the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure. We'll throw that off to the side and take a look at that a little bit later on, next couple of videos. But here we have Kate. So her accessories is she comes with her bow, obviously. I think in the show she used kind of a more old-school style wooden bow, whereas this doesn't have like the wood grain color to it throughout. We don't get the wood grain texture in there either, but the color of the wood, I got to go back and think, I thought the whole thing should have been the wood color, but you know, maybe I'm wrong there. It is the plastic string like we always get with the Marvel Legends figures, unfortunately. And then she has two hands. So out of the package, she actually has the two C-grip holding hands for the bow, and then she has the two kind of like open hands to where you can kind of gesture her grabbing more bows out of her quiver or pulling the string back. So we have those. But then we have the figure. Now, the articulation is cool because there's butterfly joints, but I think the torso is still going to be one of those ones where it's like, ah, man, you're not really going to get a whole lot of range of motion, but the figure looks fantastic. Let's get in for a closer look. So does this look like Haley Steinfeld? And I think so. More so when you have like at certain angles, it looks a lot better. And I think that tends to normally be, oh, maybe not that case, but that tends to be the case. You know, at certain angles it looks much better than when you were kind of straight on. I can see the resemblance. I don't think it's perfect, but I definitely think they did a pretty good job. But you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think. I think the suit is a little too pinkish and not enough purple. So you see the arrow logo there. I feel like it should have been more that color, but it comes off pretty pink looking in hands, or like it's still kind of a purple. I don't know. I just think it's a little too pink. Like this purple right there would have been really nice, but you know, looking back in pictures and stuff, it definitely was more purple than this. But it looks really good. We get some nice details in texture throughout the suit. A little bit of silver there, a little bit of purple, silver, dark purple up there. The way the quiver is, it looks pretty good. The zipper even. There's the quiver there. It's not removable, and of course you can't remove any of the arrows. And she doesn't come with any arrow accessories, which would have been a really nice touch. The details and the texture is really nice. Even this, you know, purple line around her leg looks really good. And then check it out right here. This is really cool. She has different arrow tips right there. That looks really nice. Even though we only get a little bit of color on two of them, that looks really awesome. It's done this rubbery color there, or rubbery material. So it's pliable and can kind of move around with the leg. It really won't get in the way. Pinless knees, pinless double jointed elbows, black boots. No boot swivel though. You think they could have done a boot swivel right there, but I guess with the flap of the boot and stuff, they just didn't. Yeah, I think it looks really good. It's just the biggest thing is going to be the coloring is off to me, unfortunately. And I think that's going to be the same thing for Clint because, oh no, Clint's is better. Clint's is more of a dark purple, but I think his should have been probably a little bit lighter. So I think Kate Bishop's is just a little too pinkish instead of purpley, in my opinion. But let's see how she moves. Okay, Kate Bishop, she can look down that much. It's only actually a dumbbell joint, but the head gets some decent movement. Looking up, she can look not not really a whole lot up, unfortunately. You get some crazy pivot going on in there. You could do a full rotation, of course. The hair kind of gets in the way of the quiver, like it's made to go outside of the quiver, but then, you know, like turning it and stuff, it kind of gets in the way of the quiver. But I mean, not that her head would move like that anyway, but just kind of showing you guys how that is. The arm you can get to go straight on out, full rotation, of course, and we have a butterfly joint, so she can get her arm to go back a little bit. Coming forward isn't a whole lot. Let's see if we move that shoulder this way and go like there. Do we get a whole lot of crossbody? No, not really, unfortunately. That could be because of her quiver, how it's strapped around her shoulder. So let's see on this side. Again, no, not really. A little bit more than other figures, sure, because there is the butterfly joint, but it's still pretty limited coming forward. I think if your arm is up a little bit higher, you could see it definitely comes in more, but it's not a whole lot, to be honest. And then we have the diaphragm joint, because again, female figure, that's all Hasbro ever does. That much tilt to her left, not a whole lot. This much tilt to her right, not a whole lot. Going back is a fair amount, but then it really breaks up the sculpt and looks a little funky. I guess on video, if you're looking straight on, it probably doesn't look too bad, but it's a little weird. And then coming forward, again, disappointment. Pretty much nothing, hardly anything at all. Like, very disappointing. And then swivel at the diaphragm cut, and like a lot of resistance in the swivel, but swivel at the diaphragm cut, because there was no waist swivel, even though the way the sculpt is, like, it feels like it's a separate piece glued together. Like, they could have easily done a waist swivel in there, and they just opted not to. Legs go out that far apart. She can't kick forward. Ooh, not very far at all. That's it. Ooh. Yeah, she can't kick forward very far at all. Leg doesn't go back. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. Looks pretty good. No calf swivel, no boot swivel, which I feel like they could have easily done a boot in there. Given the design of the boot, I get it. There's the flap there. You get the V open there, because like it's not zipped up all the way. But you know, they could have done something, I think. Foot hinge all the way down. A little bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And there she is. So unfortunately, the figure looks great, but has some articulation challenges to go along with it. Another thing I wish that Hasbro did is I wish they would have given her the vertical wrist articulation. I think that would have been better for her bow, because right now it looks kind of funky depending on how you have her hold the bow. So if you look at the bow, I think this handle portion up top here is where she should be holding it, and it gets more straight. So if she's going to shoot an arrow straight out, then it can kind of work out better. See how it's like straight to her, but then if you flip it around and have her hold it kind of towards this other open space, well, I guess you can get it kind of same thing, I guess. No, it's a little angled more so. So it's just one of those things that that's not really going to work. And then with like the open hand, what you could do is you could have her like reach over for an arrow, and that works out well. Could do that. I'm trying to think now. I just went over the articulation. Did I even bother going over the elbows? Double jointed elbows. She gets that much bend at the elbow, so that is great. I think I did skip the elbow. But yeah, let's see this on the other side. Okay, so the same thing when she grips it, you know, on this top portion, which looks like it would be the grip. She can kind of get it straight, but if you put the arm straight out, then you could see like it's not really going straight. Maybe that's okay if you just do it, you know, if she's doing it at an angle anyway. But then you can't really take advantage of the butterfly joint to get the cross body to kind of show that, like, hey, she's reaching or pulling back on the arrow. Let's see, if you bend the elbow, bend the wrist in a little bit, I guess you kind of could. So it just kind of gets difficult. But if we do this also the other way, actually that works out, I think, a little bit better. But again, it's a matter of, let's see, can we do it? Ooh, look at that. We kind of can. So that, maybe that works out really well. Yeah, that could work well. It'd be nice if there was an arrow accessory to go along with it, but that could work out. Okay, and here we have Kate Bishop next to the comic Kate Bishop and the comic Clint Barton, and you can see kind of the color scheme and stuff. They really didn't take inspiration from her comic outfit other than kind of the color, but then this action figure doesn't really represent the true accurate color from the show, in my opinion. But, you know, it's cool to have a comic version and an MCU version for those of you guys that are comic collectors only. You know, they did release one. It was in a 3-pack with Vision, Sam Wilson, Captain America. It was a Toys R Us exclusive. It was kind of difficult to find at one time when it first started to hit, and then I think it became easier and easier. But now, you know, I don't know how difficult it would be to get a Kate Bishop or even that Sam Wilson Captain America figure for that matter. But these ones, there they are. Now let's see Kate with the rest of the MCU Disney Plus figures. Okay, rounding out to be a pretty damn good wave. We got Mr. Knight, Ms. Marvel, Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. I'm really liking these, and I know, you know, quite a few of them have limitations when it comes to articulation, like these two, actually this one. Those two, I guess not so much, other than diaphragm joint on any female figure is actually really, really bad. But I'm really happy with the way this wave is coming about. Clint Barton Hawkeye, I think, is going to be awesome. I think the biggest dud in the wave is going to be Sharon Carter, because did we really need a Sharon Carter? I mean, kind of, because she was kind of the villain of the show in a way, but not really, but kind of. I don't know. Sharon Carter is just definitely my most disappointing of the wave. But other than that, I'm really happy to get all these different characters from their series. So like Moon Knight having his own show, Hawkeye with Kate Bishop and Clint Barton, we get both of them. That's great. Ms. Marvel, we get her. She-Hulk, we get She-Hulk. So it's pretty awesome to get a lot of these figures, and I'm glad that, you know, this wave only has the one What If figure, and it being the Build-A-Figure. And I'm happy with the Build-A-Figure. I think it's cool. I think it was a necessary one for sure, as we've gotten a lot of super unnecessary figures from What If. And I know, you know, there's going to be more coming, and that sucks because I don't want more of the What If figures. I want more of the live action stuff. But what we've got so far, I'm happy with, but I just want more. Give me more, Hasbro. Bring on more. Bring on more. All my MCU collectors out there, you guys that love the movie figures and stuff, I know you guys will be happy. Comic guys, I know you guys hate it, but I think these figures are pretty good. You guys let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this wave, on these figures, on this Kate Bishop figure. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested in joining the MCU Collective, in becoming a channel member, hit the join button. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.